Hazy, overcast LA skies. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Atlanta Falcons and our home team. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Ready, blue ready. Yeah, right there, 54 miles. Yeah, you don't want none. Check 37, check 37. Big dad. Go. Oh, hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Check. Easy. Let's go.
The first down throw for Winston. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Alert three. Flip.
They'll run it out of the gun with Mack. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
Brings up 2nd down at the 12-yard line.
Ready, 125. 54. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. Green, triple T. Check safety. Hey, alert three. Check out Green. White. Sonic. He's crashing. Hey, stop. Let's go.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Maybe worse than the loss of yardage, they also lose the down. So now it's 3rd and long.
Green, triple T.
From the gun, Winston. Got his man, it's Williams. A big pickup, 18 yards, but they still stop him well short of the marker.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Three bud.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. first down Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
43 is the mic, boy. 43. Check, 43.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now a run with Cook, and the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 38, Mahomes. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. This is caught by Antonio Brown. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
A 52-yard attempt.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Check 9. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. No. Check. Let's convert. Hey, switch gears. Hey, stop. Let's go.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Get him. Shift. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Easy. Get him. You got it.
On 2nd and 9, Winston. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
Ready? Black, check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Green, double team. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready? Blue lady. Right there, 54 Mike. You ain't doing nothing today. Flip it, flip it, flip it. Shit, shit.
On 2nd down now, it's Mack. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14.
Ready? Blue lady. Too low, cut. 52's and Mike. Watch Mike, watch Mike. 5-0. Here we go, even. Under 10. Check. 5-0. Hey, 5-on 50. 5-on 50. 13. Check 30. Where do we go? Check. Out. You go tight.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Now Brown. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Mahomes going to throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up 1st downs, and they get the conversion here. I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
So they decline it, and they choose to not give them that down back.
And I think that's the key to everything there. They didn't give up any yardage even on the completed pass. Don't give them an extra down in order to try and pick up a 1st.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Throwing now is Mahomes. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. It'll be a gain of 17, but even with that, they'll be well short here for 4th down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
To
throw, Winston. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Winston now to throw on 1st down. Got a man. It's Brashad Perriman. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
1st down, Atlanta.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Winston. That's complete to Marlon Mack. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
back. Check 26, check 25.
They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down.
Tackles. My 52. Coming to you. He's coming. Double up. Rock it. Switch. Let's go.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Field goals, all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Charger drive about to get going and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A quick throw here out to Brown. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. On first down, Mahomes. It's Waring, the tight end, with it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 26. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Now here's Mahomes. Throw left side on target to Thielen. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. From the gun on third down, Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot down. Nope. Guaranteed the head coach is like, don't get crazy. Take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game will just start all over.
So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Cook. Space to maneuver at the 40. touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers have taken the lead. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first. Yes.
A little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
Crosby with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
On 2nd and 9, Winston. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
54, block 54. And let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here.
They try and run on 1st down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
And now this pass brought in by Brown. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. The quick slant, good for 8 and a 1st. Mahomes now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st down. On the ground, it's Cook. Oh, what a juke into space. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. And, Charles, this infraction is going to be against the offense, false start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
That false start knocks them back behind the 10 now as they'll try again, 1st and goal. To throw, it's Mahomes. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, but it'll be 2nd and goal. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're in a 13-3 hole here now as they come up on first down. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give them a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. With it is Brown. A good return there, 17 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And that'll set him back 5. A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. Now a give right side. Bernard. And an alley to run. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Giovanni Bernard. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Now Crosby for the point after. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Jameis to throw it. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now Winston. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
From the gun, Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. Rip left, rip left. 52's the mic, boys, 52. Check back. Hey!
They'll set up to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
80 weapons. Hey, Delta. On the book.
Looking to throw. And an alley to run. And he lost the football. 3 quarters have come and gone. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Hey, Haywood. Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. Stay with your man. 52's the Mike. Mike 52. Mike. Yo, go. Where's 52? Watch 52.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at their own 46. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off the game.
They'll run it here with Bernard. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Bernard. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Chargers on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. Now a carry for Bernard. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
At the 17-yard line.
Right there, 54, right there, right there.
2nd and 11. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaching, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Returnable here from the 38. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All day, just like that.
Now a give, right side. Newsom, he'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. Now I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down, L.A.
Stop your whining.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down if they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up. That'd be the time to do it.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now Mahomes. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
At the 13-yard line.
Let's get it.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And Brown's got it. Touchdown, Chargers. Antonio Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27.
Next to score, Chargers 30, Falcons 3.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Hey, lock it. Get it.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That is caught. It's Perriman. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. This quarterback now just 2 of 5 since coming on, but he does have a first down here.
Right there. Hey, wahoo! Man up, D.
They're going to look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. He completes this into the hands of Miller. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Mahomes now to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits.